Full Velocity TV begins now.
Feel like we were just here, but good evening, everybody. Welcome to Full Velocity TV. We are live tonight at the American Short Track Association for a triple header championship evening here live on Full Velocity TV. We just crowned a champion here just a few minutes ago over at DirtSeries.com. We crowned Jared Bogard, the Pro versus Super Late Model Series champion. 3 more championships to crown over here at the ASTA, and you guys are locked and loaded right here. What is going to be an awesome night of Full Velocity TV. Thank you, everybody out there watching and tuning in this evening. Bill the Cast here along with Mr. Too Tall Todd Stanton, now manning the controls per usual here for Full Velocity TV. It is a very special night on our hands. It is Papa KARS Memorial Night. Ron Papa KARS Karch, father of our buddy Martin Karch, passing away 8 years ago today to leukemia. We're out there, we're raising money in an awareness here to make a donation in his name to the Leukemia Society. So we've got the links out there, the PayPal link listed there, and also through our Stars donations here on Facebook Live. But we are Legends Cars Racing over here at South Boston. Partner Todd Stanton on the call here as well. We're already green flag racing out here at South Boston. The mock green has been given. These guys are going to get themselves in line over 2 to 3 laps, and we'll put this field under green for what is going to be a 30-lap feature event season finale for the ASTA Legends Cars here at South Boston Speedway.
Yeah, definitely have been waiting. New power plant back up and running here at Full Velocity TV. 1080p once again here on Full Velocity TV. So excited, Phil. Put the finishing touches on that during the last broadcasted race. Made sure it was locked and loaded here for a very, very special night to us here at ASTA, American Short Track Association, the Papa KARS Ron Karch Memorial Race here tonight on Full Velocity TV. Phil, I am locked and loaded. Legend cars, man, I love these cars. Wish I could really drive these cars, man. There's some really, really fast guys out there here this evening, and championship night on the line here.
Off of turn number 4, we're getting ready to go to green. On the pole is going to be the 75 of Ron Henry, the 19 of Philip Temples, the 60 is Brian Neff, the number 01 of Scotty Zerk, the 101 of Martin Karch, the 66 Bob Burlew, with the number 14 of Christopher Hockley, the number 32 car of Jacob Williams, the number 9 of Adam Holm, the 2 is Scott Schroyer, the number 18 of Brian Beach, the 111 of Cody McKnight, Ruben Altice, the number 59, Vicky Rogers in the 11, Tim DeSwart in the 69, and Rich Blake in the number 8. We are green flag racing, 30 laps here for the Legends Cars at ASTA, and right away we go under yellow as if the field is properly aligned or not, but either way, first yellow flag of the night now working lap number 3. It's going to be scored as 33 laps on the screen, but so these guys take a lap, they get it in line here in order, and then about a lap from now we'll be set here, and we'll get 30 laps of racing at South Boston underway. A little different way they do things here. You know, you get the pill draw, you get the random lineup here. Takes a lap to get them into starting position. They send them loose, and I think they threw the green flag, Todd, just as soon as I got them in line to give them a proper restart. So 3 and 4 next time, I think we'll see the pace car lights go out, and we'll get the racing here with these Legends cars in South Boston. This will be fun.
Definitely taking a view. It looks like Scotty Zerk there around after contact with the 70 and Neff there, and that also involved the 101 of Martin Karts. He went around, and it was a parking lot off of turn number 2 there, halfway down the back straightaway. Somebody up on their lid, the 66 of Bob Burlew involved. Also the 2 of Scott Schroyer involved in this one there, Phil. So some cars heavily involved in the first incident here tonight at South Boston Speedway. And, man, that's not the way you want to start it.
It certainly is not, and I've been guilty of doing that in a Legends car before. You wind them up real quick, you stop in the gas, and yeet! They just kind of come out from underneath you, and a little yeet here and around, and a couple guys making contact. Now Martin's got some contact to the left rear. I think Scott Schroyer also got a little piece of that one as well. I think Bob Burlew definitely got a shot. Scotty Zerk's back there. I believe O'Brien Neff with the number 60. Cool to see a lot of these things. It's been a while since we caught up with the guys over at ASTA, but you know, we rise out of the Lone Star State, and we are here tonight live on Full Velocity TV. Thanks to you guys out there watching Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Like it, share it, show everybody what's going on right here now for the rest of the night at the South Boston Speedway, South Boston, Virginia. So many legendary races have been won here. We're getting set to go back to green. Ronald Henry, Philip Temples, they lead the field. We're back to green here at South Boston.
Yeah, Ronald Henry right now in that 75 machine, that Lone Star sponsor machine. Now here comes the 19 machine of Philip Temples down to the bottom side, trying to make something happen, trying to make something work as he rolls the bottom down next to that yellow line. Here comes the number 32, Jacob Williams. Williams now, I got a near and dear to my heart 32 machine. I tell you, that number is near and dear. Definitely is yellow flag going to fly here for the third time here. 33 laps will be the distance for the Legends cars. They just can't seem to get it going here so far. A little bit of bugs, a little bit of post jitters here on championship night.
Sure is. Looks like Adam Holm may have got a piece of this one of the 9. I believe Brian Beach, the number 18 as well. So we talk about championship night. I'm going to get the points pulled up here in just a quick second, as well as I click on the backup screen. A lot of things going on here as we were just on the airwaves over at, you know, DirtSeries.com. We come off of dirt. We slide to the pavement here for a big triple header. It was really quick on the air. Looks like Scott Schroyer got a piece of this one as well. Aboard the Flying Deuce. Looks like that car going to come straight behind the wall. Looks like Scott Schroyer's night is done here as far as the Legends cars are concerned. Todd Stanton down there, Full Velocity TV replay. What do you got for us?
We're taking a little bit of a look here, Phil. Look-see here, different camera angles. Looks like Adam Howell making contact there with the number 19 or 18 machine of Brian Beach. And Howell in the number 9 machine around and in a knot that allowed Scott Schroyer to go up on his lid in that number 2 machine. Chain reaction there. But the 9 and the 18 making contact out there to bring out this most recent yellow flag on Full Velocity TV.
So I'm frantically scurrying here through the iRacing simulation, trying to pull up the points here for the Legends Car Series, and believe I've just about. There we go. Click that window open, and if we get the point settings to pop up in front of me here, so give me a second. I feel completely out of sorts here, trying to peek around, get to the points, update our viewers what is going on. Got to scroll down here on this teeny tiny screen here at the South Boston Speedway. Ron Henry comes in tonight as our points leader over Philip Temple, Scotty Zerk, Brian Neff, and Mike Massey, trying to find the number. Looks like Ron's got a 6-point advantage over Temples and a 16-point advantage over Scotty Zerk. So anything can happen here. These Legends cars, a good field of cars on hand. The points leader, as they do here at ASTA, all starts on the pole on championship night, and that's where we find Ron Henry, who's going to lead the field back to green with Phil Temples. They're side by side for the lead of the turn 1. 15 laps on the board. We're already almost halfway home.
Yeah, Temples already takes the lead there from Mr. Ronald Henry in that number 75 machine. Now, meanwhile, back to Yellow Flag. Yellow Flag is out here once again as we get ready to complete. This is going to be the 4th Yellow Flag. We're going to have to page Dr. Green. Paging Dr. Green for a cure to this yellow fever. Some elixir here to the yellow fever that's going on, and hopefully these guys can get it right in the right direction here at ASTA. Like you said, jitters here on Full Velocity TV. It's been a while since they've been on Full Velocity TV. A lot of great racers here, and South Boston Speedway, not an easy track to get around. And I know it's really hard to drive these Legends cars here, and very hard to drive anything asphalt for me, as I am a dirt guy, to say the least about that.
Well, or a couple of, I guess we can say I'm the resident dirt guy now. As much as dirt race I've done lately, a guy who has a pavement background, and it almost feels kind of strange to come back over to the pavement and do it over here tonight live on Full Velocity TV at the American Short Track Association. Good time to talk about guys that are just sprinkling into our Facebook Live chat now. Stars donations, guys. Stars donation links are open. Stars donations this week are going to go to that, Leukemia Society donation going to be made over here in Ron Karch, old Papa KARS. We lost Martin's dad here 8 years ago today. We're going to try to raise all we can for a donation to make in Ron's name here later on this week. So stars donations, gang, any stars we can make in here tonight, or any kind of direct link here through the PayPal link that is attached to this broadcast with Martin's name on it. All proceeds we can raise tonight, it's all going to be made in a donation to the Papa KARS Fund here. Leukemia Society. That's a great cause. So we're here tonight. Yellow Fever has been the name of the Legends Cars feature. This 30-lap main event going to be billed on the screen as 33. 19 laps of the event. It looks like now it's going to be Philip Temples of the 19 going to be scored the leader over Ron Henry. Jacob Williams running 3rd. Cody McKnight up to 4th. Ruben Altise, number 59. He is up to 5th. Don't count Ruben out. He's a guy I think we're going to talk to probably in far. I'm going to guess at least 2 out of 3 podiums tonight. We got to find Ruben Altise here at the South Boston Speedway, up in the top 5 in these Legends cars. We know Ruben's a good wheelman.
Definitely know that Ruben is a really, really good wheelman here tonight, and just waiting for these guys. iRacing.com pace car getting ready, I believe, to come down to pit road this time. By going to set this field loose, single file the way of the lane here on the restart. 20 of 33 laps complete here at South Boston. As that iRacing.com pace car going to make that hard left-hand turn, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Green flag is in the air, and we're racing Philip Temples in that number 19 machine in the 75 of Ronald Henry. Running in that second spot. 3rd right now is Jacob Williams, the 111 of Cody McKnight up to that 4th spot.
Yeah, McKnight having a terrific run there in the 111 up to 4th, but the battle right now up for the lead. Temples up in front of Henry. Keep in mind, Todd, it's 6 markers between Henry, the point leader, and the runner-up position right now, number 19 of Philip Temples with the lead. So if Temples wants to win the championship, you got to go out there and win the race and hope some of these guys can maybe take a run at Ron Henry. Ron right now running 2nd in that number 75 Lone Star sponsored machine. It is a single-file race throughout the top 4 off the exit of turn number 2.
I was watching Ruben Altise in that number 59 machine. He was able to get around McKnight there on the start of the race. Put that 59 to that 4th spot, but McKnight trying to battle back there, trying to get back into that 4th spot. He does want it. And that 111 machine, as we're clicking off laps pretty fast here at South Boston. And this looks like the tightest race here so far on the field. Trying to take a venture through, trying to get some of these guys some limelight. The number 8 machine of Rich Blake running in that 6th spot. 7th is Tim Desort in the number 69 machine. The 01 of Scotty Zerk up to the 7th position, or 8th position, excuse me, after a little bit of contact with the wall. He's running in that 8th spot, so good battling going on through the field there, Phil. Looks like the 19 of Philip Temple starting to pull away from Ronald Henry here. And that number 75 machine, Jacob Williams running in 3rd. Can Ruben Altise make it up to that 4th or 3rd position and make a podium finish? But he's got his hands full with that 111 of Cody McKnight.
That is a good race going on for position number 4. It is tame in the top 3. The battle is for that P4. Altise, the 59, has it. Cody McKnight keeps peeking to the inside of that 111 into turns number 3 and 4. Tries to find the room down low. We'll see if he can do some again off of turn number 2. Looks to be awfully tough to pass. Narrow racetrack here at South Boston. Ruben able to hold the spot. Cody going to have to slay back in line. Is now at the line. 28 laps We're going to have 5 to go next time around already in our 33-lap Legends car feature. Right now it's Philip Temples. He's going to lead the field off of turn number 4.
Yeah, Philip Temples continues to lead last time by 16.633, 16.650, just a tick faster than Ronald Henry with a 16.695. Jacob Williams running in third. Ruben Altice, Cody McKnight, Scotty Zirk, Timothy Desort, Rich Blake, Vicky Rogers there in that number 11 machine running ninth, and Brian Neff rounds out your top 10. Martin Karch down many laps there, down on pit road there for a long stay for Karch in that 101 machine as we come up on 4 to go. And look at the 75 of Ronald Henry starting to lurk, knocking on the door of the 19 of Philip Temples here. Can he make a pass here as we're closing in on 2 to go?
Closing in on 2 to go. Henry going to look high, going to ride back on the tire tracks, maybe to the low side through turns number 1 and 2. Does Ron Henry have anything left to throw for the battle for the race win? They hit the start-finish line here. 32 laps up to the board, 2 to go from the starter stand. Philip Temples leading Ron Henry down the backstretch into turn number 3 and 4. White flag going to come up to the field. One more trip around. Temples with the lead. Does Ron Henry have one more haymaker left to throw? They're single file in the tire tracks off of turn number 2.
Yeah, down into turn number 2, down the back straightaway here for the final time into turn number 3. Can the 75 mount one last charge of Henry? Henry cannot do that. Closes the door, does the 19 of Philip Temples, taking down the win here in the Legends. At South Boston will be the number 19 of Philip Temples. Ronald Henry going to finish up in that 2nd spot. 3rd is going to be Jacob Williams. Ruben Altice going to finish up in that 4th spot. 5th is going to be, looks like the 5th position is going to be Scotty Zirk unofficially.
Yep, we'll call that unofficial. What we do know, the race win going to be brought down by car number 19. Philip Temple's going to go to victory lane here in the Legends cars. As we'll see if we can't talk to our top 3 over here. We'll get Jacob all squared away. We'll get Philip squared away. We'll get Mr. Henry all squared up there in car number 75. So, Todd, I know I put you down to work. You had a lot of scurrying to do, getting the new rig up together to come over to the pavement. We're going to send you off to victory lane to talk to our race winner, Mr. Philip Temples. We'll run down here trackside to see if we can't talk to our 2nd and 3rd place finishers. We'll start off first with position number 3, and that being driven by car number 32 of Jacob Williams. Jacob, terrific run for you, finishing up P3. You guys in the top 3 are able to drive away from that battle for 4th. Anything more you could do with the race car to make a run there on Ron and on Philip up front, or were you just content to ride along in 3rd? You had a pretty good steady run out there.
Yeah, I was just riding along. I didn't want to interfere with those guys' races, and tonight these 2 are on it, so I'm really thankful to finish in 3rd.
So tell us about the racetrack, how it kind of settled in. The first half of that race, a lot of yellow flags, didn't have a whole lot of time to go out there and see how you cars were going to set up or see how everybody around you was going to react. So tell us about the racetrack the second half of the race. It looked to kind of get a little tad bit racy, but it kind of seems to be a little bit narrow and maybe a little bit tricky to pass. But it's in these Legends cars where they're kind of, I call them pissed off mosquitoes. Going to keep them kind of all wound up. But tell us what the racetrack was out there, in a Legends car.
Oh, I was doing good, Phil. I think we could have ran some side-by-side if I had the chance. It was really good and tight coming off the 4. I didn't see any freeness. I mean, all in all, it was a great time to run the track.
Well, it looks like the track's in great shape. Legends cars are really cool. This one is a really quick feature. 33 laps. You get that right in the books. You run the first half under caution. So I'd love to see more racing of these things. These were a lot of fun. But Jacob Williams, the number 32 car, finishing up in 3rd. You got anybody out there you want to say hello to, thank, friends, family, sponsors, whoever? You're live here, live on Full Velocity TV. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch TV. So anybody to say hello to, take the microphone button, give a shout to all of them.
Thanks, Phil. I just want to thank my wife and everybody who helps me out with racing, with Toby Milligan and Phil Temples, he's been on my mentor here on iRacing in the last few years and it's got me where I'm at today. So thank you guys for broadcasting and putting on one hell of a show. Thank you.
All right, well, we'll be here all night. We're here in the Legends cars. We'll be out there in the streets. We'll be out there in the late models. It's going to be a great time here. It's the first of what we're going to do here tonight. I'm going to run down here and talk to an old friend. I haven't talked to the guy in a while. Car number 75 of Ron Henry. Ron picking up a 2nd spot here tonight in the Legends cars. Ewan Temples running for a championship over here. I think by way of the 2nd spot, you're going to be given that championship trophy, but Tell us about that race. Not a lot of green flag racing, but a tricky little fun racetrack out there in Legends Cars. How fun was that?
I absolutely love the legends at this track. I just knew I had to finish right behind Phil to so that I didn't try anything stupid. And going into corner one, when my spotter didn't clear me in time, I left the door open for Phil to take it. And then my spotter told me clear was too late. I already went in too deep, too high. But I knew that if I just stayed behind him and just run my laps, that it was just a matter of time, and that's how I played it.
Well, it had to make you kind of feel, calm knowing you come in tonight as a series points leader. You had to finish behind Phil, as you said. You did exactly that. You take home a series champion. I got to say on that score, mission accomplished.
Exactly. Yep. Pretty happy about it.
Well, Ron, you take home the Legends Cars champion here over here at the ASTA. Congratulations, bud. You get the winner's trophy, you get the winner's check, and you get the microphone one more time live on Full Velocity TV. So anybody out there to thank, friends, family, sponsors, anybody out there to give a shout out to, I'm going to toss you the microphone and take it away there, bud.
All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for doing this for us. It's always a pleasure to watch afterwards. I'd like to thank Mike and his admin crews for helping us having fun every night that we race, and also the Lone Star Texas Grill restaurants based out of Ottawa, Canada. Best fajitas.
Yeah, and they make us hungry as well every time we see that car out there. So congratulations, Ron Henry. Second place finish, but most importantly, series champion for the Legends Cars. Job well done. Keep it up, and I'm sure we'll probably do this again here. 2 more features to go. Good luck rest of the night there, my friend.
I just want to give a shout out to Phil also for battling really hard.
That was a great race indeed. Ron Henry picking up the second spot, the series champion. But I'm going to throw it to my partner, Mr. Too Tall Todd Stanton, who I believe is in victory lane with our race winner. It's going to fall a little short of the championship, but Phil Temple's in victory lane. Todd, I'm sure he's going to be happy down there. A win's a win. I'll take a win anytime. I'm hoping he feels the same.
Definitely down here in victory lane with Philip Temples, and I tell you, he won the war tonight. He did not, or won the battle tonight. Did not quite win the war, finishing up second there. But I tell you what a race you put on there, Philip, especially in those closing laps. It looked like he was just knocking on your door each and every lap there. Towards the end of that race, you were able to hold your own, keep him at bay, and take down the victory here on Full Velocity TV. Tell us about your race.
No, just being able to dictate the pace was the biggest thing. Ron's fast. There's nobody better in these cars, ain't no doubt. But hey, we won 3 of them in a row here. Had a very bad race our first race, and he edged us out for that championship. But boy, I tell you what, he was a stand-up guy, great driver.
Yeah, you guys put on one wet of a show here tonight, Philip, and fantastic racing going on. And he said he left the door open there for you just a tad too long, and that's how you got by him there early on in the state. Can you echo his sentiments? Do you think that's what he did? Is this left that door open too long and you pounced?
Oh yeah, when Ron, if he does make a mistake, you got to capitalize. And he got a late call on his spotter. I was going to let him in. He got a late call, decided to move up, and when he did, that's just sorry about your bad luck at that point. It's time to go.
Well, taking down the victory here tonight on Full Velocity TV, just coming up a little bit short on the championship, but a win all in the same here tonight. Philip, I'm going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you. I would like to thank here tonight. There's quite a few viewers out there on Facebook Live, YouTube, and also Twitch here this evening.
Well, I'd just like to thank my wife and for letting me do this, putting up with it. It takes a lot of time to be successful at this sim stuff, and kind of like real life, but when you raced in real life, it takes a lot of time, and some you got to put it in here as well.
Definitely have to agree with you. But taking down the win here tonight, driver the number 19, Philip Temples, of our first race of 3 here this evening. And going to wait and see what the street stocks and late models have in store for us tonight. Again, congratulations to that number 19 machine, Phil. As we get ready to transition over to another server here, we're going to put it back up onto the splash screen. But any closing thoughts there, Phil?
Legends cars are always fun. Wish we saw more green flag racing. 30-lap features are really short, but you kind of get green to it. We've done it in the dirt, and we don't see Legends cars enough. So anybody out there making the call, get us on Full Velocity TV. We're going to do more of these Legends cars. They're a lot of fun to watch. I call them pissed off mosquitoes. They're little dinky little things, but they're a lot of fun to watch and drive. And great job by Phil Temples. Great job by Ron Henry. A championship's a great thing. A win is a win, and this is a lot of fun. But we'll shift gears here, Todd. We've got late model racing to come. We got street stock racing to come. We're halfway home here on championship night, so we're gonna take a quick break here on Full Velocity TV. We're gonna hop some servers, get some stuff realigned. So we're gonna put up a splash screen, enjoy a little bit of music, and we'll be back in probably about say 5 or 10 minutes with street stock racing action right here at the South Boston Speedway.
green flag. Everybody. Gonna be a wreck behind you, gonna be a wreck behind you. So I don't know what to do. Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence. Are they flagging it? Flag, white flag. Clear. Click. Man, this is it. Check a flag.
All right, we are back here live on Full Velocity TV here, the South Boston Speedway Championship night for the American Short Track Association. And here tonight, you know, raising some money, some awareness, paying some respects to our old friend, Mr. Papa KARS, old Ron Karch. We lost 8 years ago today. Father of our buddy, Mr. Martin Karch, out there tonight, who, coincidentally enough, is going to start our Street Stock main event here tonight, 50-lap main event from the pole. He comes in tonight as a series points leader, tied with the number 17 car of Brett Rolls, who I just asked Martin where Rolls is, and says, well, he may be out there swimming with the fishies. So could be a little bit of shenanigans here tonight, but we got Martin Karch out here, our points leader. He's going to take the field to the green flag here for our 55-lap Street Stock feature event. He's going to be flanked on the outside by the number 57 of Ron Henry. So we saw Ron pick up a championship here in the ASTA Legends Car Series. He'll roll off outside pole here in the Street Stocks. Row number 2, the Scotty Zerk on the inside with the Brian Neff and car number 60 alongside. Row number 3 scheduled to be Philip Temples and car number 19, and alongside of him will be the number 14 car of Chris Hockley. Bob Burlew will roll off next aboard car number 66. Tim DeSwart, I should say, will roll off next aboard car number 69. Also in the field, we have names like Scott Schroyer, Rich Blake, Adam Holmes in the house, Vicky Rogers, Jacob Williams we just talked to, Ruben Altice. We have Cody McKnight, the 111. So a good field of race cars on hand. ASTA Street Stock Racing action coming up here. Oh, right now they're taught as cars have come out to the racetrack. As looks like we got Martin going to come up to the front of the field out here on the pace lap. So Todd Stanton, we got 55 laps set to go here in Street Stock action. We just saw 33 laps in the Legends cars. That was kind of yellow filled, but Street Stock action, I think we'll see a whole lot of green flag. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely going to see some green flag racing. Going to see some rubbing, because rubbing is racing as Martin Karch comes out here, just parading around here in the 101 machine. And look at that throwback scheme, the scheme that Martin came up with here to salute his father, Phil. And man, this is fantastic. And this is one of those things that choked me up here is the 101 of Martin Karch out here all by his lonesome, but parading around here at South Boston Speedway And if you look at some of the cars and designs that Martin done over the years, this is one very, very special car here in that 101 machine.
Oh, it really is. That paint scheme there was driven by his dad and redesigned here tonight in the street stock, and that thing looks really killer and cool of Martin to do that, paying tribute to his dad. Martin, a great guy, our partner here at Full Velocity TV. He does all our graphics work, makes us look really good, and we just do the best we can here. Two guys hoping to not screw it up, so we're going to do that here just tonight here at the South Boston Speedway. The unofficial green flag has gone out to the field, so what we're going to do now, going to put these guys in their proper starting alignment. It'll probably take a lap to 2 laps, and they'll get set to go. And his build is a 50-lap feature. It's going to say 55 on the screen, and you may even get 53 to 54 laps of racing out of this before it's over. So you can see the front row forming as they hit turn number 1. Martin Karch and Ron Henry. The second row, you got Scotty Zerk with Brian Neff. You got Chris Hockley's number 14. The number 19 of Phil Temples and Hockley. The third row, you got Bob Burlew's number 66. Adam Holmes, number 9. Ruben Altice and Jacob Williams, Cody McKnight, Rich Blake, Scott Schroyer, Vicky Rogers, Tim DeSwart, and Brian Beach going to make out what is a scheduled 16-car feature event here for the street stocks into turn number 3. And looks like this time we may put these guys under green flag as Martin is on it. We're green flag racing in South Boston.
Green flag racing as the 101 of Martin Karch assumes the lead here by 4 car lengths over his nearest foe, the number 75 of Ronald Henry. Henry, again, in the Lone Star Texas Grill machine, the number 75 is yellow flag going to come out just as quick as, oh man, the 01 on the binders rather quick there. Scotty Zerk in the 01 machine. Not sure what brought out this yellow. I'm going to go to work, Phil, and see who brought out this most recent yellow flag.
Yeah, I'll let you get to that and take a look. And don't know if that something happened to Brian Neff's number 60. I see Hockley's number 14 car also stuck back there as well. So not sure if something there happened on the opening lap to put us under caution now, working lap number 3. But to update the point standings, Martin Karch coming in was tied with the series points lead with 122. He's got 10 markers on Ron Henry's number 75. So if Martin, with that starting spot, can win the race, we know he'll win the championship. He's going to keep Ron Henry in sight. Ron right now running in second. Scotty Zerk still in the mix for a championship, as is, I believe, Brian Neff, and I think also Phil Temples can also, what a good run, can rally around, maybe steal this one. So Martin's going to have 50 laps of racing on his hands on the street stocks. If he wants to pick up another pavement championship, Martin Karch winning pavement championships, Todd. He's a dirt guy. He comes over here in the ASTA running the pavement. Has he changed his colors?
I don't think so, Phil. I just think he's trying to become a better all-around driver, and he's one fantastic driver, whether it's dirt or asphalt. Can never compete on asphalt. This is one of these sims that I cannot compete on asphalt. I'm not very good at it, Phil. You've seen me race it in a super late model even on asphalt. A league that I probably never belonged in. But I gave it a good old college try, and man, I wrecked. So I know how difficult it is. Dirt racing, I'm all right, but I'm actually not the top 5 type of guy. So I have a lot more fun. I can actually challenge myself with dirt racing. Asphalt, I just can't do it. The field is restacked, repacked, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. It's going to be Karch, Henry, Zerk, Temples, Williams. Green flag is in the air, and Martin Karch to the lead here automatically down the front straightaway into turn number 1. The number 75 running in that second spot. That's Ronald Henry. Philip Temples running third. Fourth is Scotty Zerk. Adam Howell now making his way up in that number 9 machine. He's to 4th.
Big wreck there off of turn number 2. Todd, there was contact right there running for the 3rd spot. Believe that was it Temples of a 19 car? I believe it was Brian Beach of the 15 that may have got a piece of this as well. Caution flag coming out off of turn number 2. Now working lap number 9 of 55. So right away, the second caution flag of the night. And this one happened right at the front of the field, racing up the 3rd spot. So, Todd, that will give you something to go back and take a look at. Not sure how many cars got involved, but all I can tell you for sure, the 15 of Brian Beach getting turned. And that's never a good idea up there running for 3rd. Tough break, and also tough break for Scotty Zerk in the L1. Looks like he also gets a piece of this one.
Yeah, as we're seeing here on the instant replay, a little contact between Zerk in the number 15 machine there, Brian Beach, and around goes Zirk, and he went around in a spin cycle to say the least there for that 01 machine. Looks like got Schroyer just a little bit. He makes contact. The 111 machine of Cody McKnight up there. The 50 or 69 machine of Timothy DeZort is also involved. Bob Burlew involved in this one. But look at the hood. The carnage on the 01 of Scotty Zirk. Looks like smoke was pouring out of that just a tad bit. Maybe a little bit of overheating issues. But he has no front bumper. That's completely gone off that 01 machine. So it's going to be a lengthy pit stop for Scotty Zirk.
Did somebody say modifieds out there in the street stock? Because that's what that car is going to look like when they take the hood and the front end off of that thing. It's going to be all open front end. Scotty Zirk going to parade out there, and what was supposed to be a street stock, it may look like a modified by the time he hits back on the racetrack. But looks like here, one more trip around behind the iRacing.com pace car. We'll go back to Green Flag Racing. Martin Karch and Ron Henry up there, your top two. Phil Temples up to third. Adam Holm fourth. Jacob Williams in fifth. Ruben Altis is sixth with Rich Blake seventh. Scott Schroyer in eighth. Brian Beach in ninth. And Vicky Rogers, number 18, now up in the top 10. So that's your top 10 off of turn number 4. Believe this time by the lights are going to go out atop the iRacing.com pace car. So one more trip around this 4/10 mile in South Boston, Virginia, and we'll get street stock racing back underway on lap number 14. 55 laps to main event distance. It is championship night. It is Papa Cars night. Donations, guys, make them to that PayPal link forwarded at Martin Karch, or also through our Stars donations watching here through Facebook Live. Stars donations, everything we can raise there through Stars, we're also going to put in that fundraiser. Send those efforts out to Leukemia Society here. We're back to Green Flag Racing here at South Boston. Martin Karch leads Ron Henry off the corner. Here comes Ron Temples to the low side, racing for second as they hit turn 3.
Yeah, Philip Temples trying to get around Ronald Henry there. Philip Temples aboard the number 19 machine, running in that third spot, trying to knock on the door of the number 75. Jacob Williams having another good run there in that number 32 machine. Adam Helm up to that fifth spot. As so far we're clean and green. Don't want to say that too loud there, Phil. Martin Karch right now leading by a car length and a half over the number 75 of Ronald Henry. Philip Temples running in third.
Temples right there in third, single file through the top 3. Single file looks like through the entire top 5. Off of turn number 4, Simpson going to ride right there in fourth. Holm back there in fifth. Karch out with the lead. Ron Henry currently running second. How about Temples in that number 19? Looks to be a little touch bit faster. Single file. Karch has the field by 2 car lengths off the exit of 2.
Yeah, Martin Karch trying to hold on to this one. 17 laps of 55 complete as Martin Karch continues the lead by a car length and a half. And it looks like the number 75 of Ronald Henry starting to slip up the track just a tad bit, leaving that door open again for Philip Temples. Temples not able to capitalize there with that number 19 machine as of yet, but the 75 does not want to do that too often, and he knows that Ronald Henry, a man on a mission here in that second spot. I believe he's trying to contend for a championship here in the street stock division. He's got to fight off, though, with Martin Karch in the 101. Karch right now leading this event here at South Boston, and now looking at the number 32 machine of Jacob Williams having another good run there, Phil, as he finished inside podium finish here in the Legends cars here just a little bit earlier here on Full Velocity TV, and now trying to do another Pete here, trying to get on podium here for the 32 machine. So Jacob Williams having a good run.
Well, 2, 3, 4. We've already talked to all 3 of those guys tonight. We have not talked to Martin Karch, who is out there leading the show. 10-point advantage over Henry, currently running second. So if Martin can at least stay up there glued to this top couple 3 cars, Martin should be able to take home the Street Stock Championship. Here comes Henry. He's going to peek to the inside off of turn number 4. A drag race down the front stretch. Martin going to hold on to the lead, but Henry going to take another peek. Could Ron Henry have the piece to make the run to the lead to the low side? Here comes Temples. He may shoot to the middle. It's a good side-by-side race for second now off the exit of 4.
Yeah, great race going on between the top 3. Here comes the 19 of Temples. He's up on the top shelf for the Speedway here at South Boston. That's a pass that's almost unheard of there. He's trying to make his way around the 75. Contact with the wall by Martin Karch. He saves it. Going down into the corner, able to hold on to the lead too. And that 101 machine, the 75, still running in that second spot, but highly contested there with the number 19 machine of Philip Temples. As Martin Karch right now trying to hold both these guys at bay. We're on lap 24 of 55 here at South Boston.
Look at the run Temples is getting up high in that green and you know, white, number 19 machine, black French trim on the front end. KARS running up high real well. You got Henry's Lone Star, you know, steak and grill number 75 down low. Usually you would think that's the preferred lane of the racetrack. Temple's making it work. Put Philip Temples now up to P2 as I thought he was going to clear with 75 off of turn number 2. Couldn't quite make it happen that time. This time off of 4. Give the number 19 the spot. Phil Temples up to second. He's going to take the assault to Martin KARS, peeking to the inside. It's a drag race down the back stretch toward turn 3.
Yeah, the 75 got loose down on the bottom side there of Ronald Henry. That left the door wide open for the number 19 or 32 machine of Jacob Williams. That was a battle for the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, a good battle going on for the top spot. 19 of Temples down on the bottom, riding here with the 101 of Martin KARS. Side by side battle here for the top spot here, South Boston. Who's it going to be off of turn number 4? The 19 gets a little bit loose, a little bit of fender banging, puts Martin KARS into the wall just a little bit there. I know Rubbin's racing there, but a little aggressive move there by the 19 machine. Here comes the 101 of Martin KARS back down to the bottom side, trying to fight here, getting loose just a tad bit. He's going to rub fenders, not quite, but I tell you what, you could fit a sheet of paper in between those cars as they are fighting tooth and nail for that top spot.
Yeah, I thought we were going to throw a slider here on the pavement at South Boston. Martin came back to the low side, almost made that pass to the lead. Phil Temples, number 19, going to assert himself as a top dog in the street stocks here through 3 and 4. KARS back to second. Jacob Williams having a terrific run out there aboard car number 32. He is currently 3rd. Ron Henry is 4th. Adam Holm quietly running up to the top 5 aboard car number 9. But how about the run for that 15 car? The 19 car, rather. Philip Temples leading the field off of turn number 4. He's going to carry 5 car lengths now over that race for second between KARS and Williams. Williams all over the back bumper of that number 32. Henry there also in the 57. Great racing going on for that second spot now off of turn number 2.
Martin KARS around and not in a good way there is the Martin KARS machine. The 101 has fallen back there. Phil, Martin KARS won around there. No yellow flag as he spun down to pit road. Philip Temples now all by his lonesome up on the number 1 spot in the number 19 machine. Looked like KARS's car started going away, starting to lose the rear end, starting to lose that rear grip on that 101 machine. So tough break for Martin KARS. Meanwhile, Philip Temples running up on the top spot, about a 2.5 advantage over Ronald Henry in that number 75 machine. 3rd right now is Jacob Williams and Rich Blake in the number 8 machine. He is running 4th, and Adam Helm rounds out your top 5.
Well, tell me if this was Groundhog Day here just a little while ago in the Legends cars. Top 3 right now, Philip Temples, Ron Henry, Jacob Williams. I think we just interviewed all 3 of those in the Legends cars. That is your current top 3 developing story here, Todd. Martin KARS spinning his way out of the 2nd spot, may spin his way out of a championship. Ron Henry had to run down 10 points over Martin. Henry now running in that 2nd spot. Martin, by way of that spin, now all the way relegated. Last car to lead lap, currently running 12th. Right now, advantage Ron Henry. All he's got to do is keep the fenders on, keep it straight for another 20 laps. Ron Henry may pick up his 2nd championship tonight here, live on Full Velocity TV, but now chasing Phil Temples, who has the field by 5 car lengths here as they hit turn 1.
Yeah, Phil Temples winning the Legends race, trying to double down here at South Boston in that number 19 machine. So Temples right now currently running in the top spot. 2nd is Ronald Henry. 3rd is Jacob Williams. So Ronald Henry starting to chip away at the lead. His yellow flag going to fly. This is going to change the complexion of the race once again. Turn it upside down, Phil. We're going to shake it just a little bit and see what's going to happen. Benefactor probably going to be the 101 of Martin KARS. Going to be able to get back into the fray here and try to make up some positions that he did lose.
Turn the beat around. You got me singing down here now under caution flag for 3rd time in our street stock main event here. We're going to be working lap number 39 and trying to find something happen to show us under caution flag. I don't see any far as trouble or a car on. Maybe go back and peek at the 9 car of Adam Holm, Todd. I think maybe Adam got a piece of this one as he was up on the top 5, has now dropped back to the 9th spot. So maybe something happened to the 9 car to put us under caution flag. But championship implications indeed. Martin KARS coming in with a 10-point advantage, 122 to 112 over Ron Henry. We saw Martin spin his way out of 2nd. Martin currently now running in the 12th spot. Ron Henry's number 75 running out their 2nd position on the racetrack. Phil Temples is our current race leader. Ron Henry, Jacob Williams is third. Rich Blake in the number 8 is fourth, and Ruben Altis, number 59, is currently scored in the top 5. But we had caution on the speedway. Todd, I think you found it. What'd you find out there?
Well, you've seen on the replay there. I have already done with the replay, done it 4 different times out there on the speedway. But it looked like contact between the number 9 of Adam Helm and the 60 of Neff. Just those two cars running out of real estate there. The Neff machine, looks like it came down just a tad bit. Adam Helm came up, one of those racing deals, and they both went around, Phil.
No, just seeing that as I'm really delayed over here on watching the stream back here on Facebook as everybody is out there watching. And is that's Neff's number 60, that Winn-Dixie machine, and after that hit to the wall, I think he may be shopping at Piggly Wiggly. What do you think?
Yeah, he might indeed be shopping there. It's unfortunate there for the number 60 machine. Is, oh man, he's tore up pretty good there. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to fend off and come back out there, maybe make up some positions. But meanwhile, it's Philip Temples, your current race leader, Ronald Henry, Jacob Williams, Rich Blake, Ruben Altis in the number 59 machine. He is running in that 5th spot. Scott Schroyer up to 6th. 7th is Timothy Desort, Brian Beach, Bob Burlew, and then you got Martin Karch in the top 10 once again. Green flag is back in the air already. The number 19, the green car, takes the lead once again. Now Philip Temples right there in front of the 75 of Ronald Henry. Jacob Williams still running in 3rd, but he's got Rich Blake and Ruben Altis in the number 59 machine breathing down his neck.
Oh, they sure do. That's a good race going on out there. Look at the 8 car. Rich Blake, that's a cool looking scheme out there. That yellow and blue Carber 8 running 4th on the racetrack, trying to chase down Jacob Williams running 3rd in Carber 32. That's the old Sunoco paint scheme number 8. You know who made that one famous, Todd, up here in the Northeast? That was the same scheme that won Mr. Steve Park, drove the modifieds. Rich Blake right now running in the 4th spot. If he don't win the race, by far and away, my favorite scheme also, as used Jeff Fuller also took that scheme out in the Northeast, also had that same scheme on the Busch Series car, the 47. So great catch there. Love that old Sunoco paint, car number 8.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite paint schemes. Sunoco, the official field of NASCAR right now, the official field of a lot of the dirt tracks around the Northeast here in New York State there, Phil. So Sunoco really made some headway once again in the racing market, as they were not in the dirt scene for a long time, but now they are in the dirt scene here. They've made their transition over to that dirt part of things. But meanwhile, we got a great race going on for that 3rd spot still between Jacob Williams and the number 8 machine. Trying to get down to the bottom side is Rich Blake in that 8. Not able to do anything right now. We're trying to see where Martin Karch is right now, Phil. He is running in 8th right now, stuck behind the number 69 of Timothy Desort. Can Desort, is he going to get around Desort? Yes, indeed, he's going to do so. So Karch still remains to march towards the front of the field here, Phil, trying to make up as many positions as he can.
Well, he's got under 8 laps left to do so. Currently running in the 7th spot, trying to salvage a championship run. Ron Henry right now in the catbird seat, running in the 2nd spot aboard car number 75. The race is for 3rd between the number 32 of Williams, Rich Blake, and the number 8 there as well. That's probably the best race of the racetrack for 3rd. Phil Temples, he has the race lead over Ron Henry. They're off of number 4. Good run going on for the 19. Martin Karch now up to P6. He's around Scott Schroyer, so he may salvage a championship run here yet, as he can almost see Henry from here. That race for 3rd going on. Blake to the inside of Williams. That's a good race going on for position number 2, or 3 rather. 32 up high, the 8 car down to the low side. They're in turn 1.
Definitely starting to see these cars, Phil, slip slide around South Boston as of right now. And that number 32 starting to push up the track, makes a little contact with the wall there. Jacob Williams starting to lose the grip on his tires. Man, it's just hard. He's starting to diamond into the corners as the number 8 just a tick faster as of right now, 17.081 to a 17.141. So yellow flag going to fly here, Phil. It looks like the 18 car involved in this one to bring out this most recent yellow flag. This may end the race here, Phil.
It certainly may, as I think next time around, I think we're going to see the 2 to go signal in the air with the yellow flag. So, yeah, indeed, 2 to go on the field here. You know, next time around, white flag going to go in hand. And it looks like, once again, just as we did on the Legends cars, it looks like Philip Temple's going to pick up the win with Ronald Henry second. and Jacob Williams in third. Rich Blake going to come in for fourth. Ruben Altus in fifth. And Martin Karch unofficially looks like may get a sixth place finish. So we'll have to check the points. We'll have to see what race control. We'll see who is a series champion. It's either going to be Karch or Henry. We'll have to get that sorted out. All I do know, Todd, a white flag going out on the field. Phil Temples is less than one lap away from picking up not only the Legends Cars feature, but also the ASTA Street Stock main event. The field in turn number 3 behind the iRacing.com pace car, and off of turn number 4, the checkered flag with the yellow going to be unveiled. Phil Temple's going to pick up the win in our 55-lap Street Stock main event over Ron Henry and Jacob Williams.
Yeah, definitely going to make a two-peat so far for the number 19 machine, so we're going to see him down in victory lane. Ronald Henry going to finish up second, Jacob Williams third, so identical to the Legends car finish. Wonder what we're going to have to talk to him, Phil, to see what's going to happen with the late models. Are they going to predict the same thing here for the late models, or something different going to happen? Again, congratulations to Philip Temples, making it 2 for so far here in that number 19 machine, as he's going to burn it down here, I believe, on the first straightaway here. And it's Street Stock this time, that John Deere sponsored machine.
Well, it's going to be deja vu here in the Street Stock series as far as what a post-race show for this race is going to be like. Is we'll get Jacob Williams, we'll get Phil Temples, we'll get Ron Henry, and at 1 point per position, the Street Stock Series champion is going to be car number 101. Martin Karch going to pick up the championship here in the ASTA Street Stock. So this is going to be a crowded house, victory lane. So we're going to have to move to the post-race show. And who do we want first there, Todd? Who do you want to talk to? Who do you want me to talk to? Give me some traffic here on the post-race show. Who do you want? All right, so let's first of all talk to our series champion. Series champion going to be car number 101 of Martin Karch, our good buddy, our graphics guy at Full Velocity TV. And Martin, we're here tonight, of course, paying tribute to your dad, Ron, old Papa Cars, we know him as, champion in the Street Stocks. This has to feel good, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell us about the race. You start on the pole, you lose the lead to Temples, you get loose, you spin the car out, you're back in 12th, you get the late race caution, you drive up 6 spots. That had to be kind of interesting.
I knew I had a pretty fast car, just we were fighting a pretty loose situation earlier and just lost it. And luckily we were able to rebound a little bit.
Well, you were able to survive just enough to pick up the championship by probably 1 or 2 points out there. So a 6th place finish, not where you wanted to end the night, but you get the series championship. I know championships are nice, but you run for checkered flags. What feels better?
Well, right now, I'll settle for the championship, but yeah, checkered flag would have been a hell of a lot better.
All right, bud. Well, you get it here on Full Velocity TV, you know, a brand that means so much to you. You do a lot of work, our partner in crime. To win it on a night, we paid tribute to your dad here. We lost 8 years ago to the day. Congratulations, buddy. We're proud of you. We're rooting for you, and job well done.
Thank you.
All right, we'll let Martin get back to it. A guy, a few words, and I'm sure we'll probably talk to his I think he's probably got one more good run left to make here tonight in the late model. So we'll let Martin go and get sorted to that. We'll run down here. I'm going to throw it to, let's throw it over to Todd. I'm going to let Todd talk to the driver number 32. Todd, you know something about driving at number 32. Go talk to Jacob Williams.
Yeah, I'm going to go down here and talk to Jacob Williams, driver the number 32 here tonight. And Jacob, another solid podium finish here, this time in the Street Stocks. Between Legends and Street Stocks, I mean, good races. I mean, podium finishes, and I'm a favorite of that 32 because I've ran that for many years. My father ran it for many years on the dirt scene here locally. I tell you what, Jacob, it's nice to see somebody be able to put an asphalt car 32 up there in the top 3. Tell us about your run.
Altogether, it was a great run. Started in 10th, worked our way through the mess, got up there. in practice we were the second fastest. I knew we could probably get up to the front and maybe win this thing here, but KARS, accidents, luck of the draw where we finished up at. I'm really happy with the end of the night.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic race that you had going here, Jacob. You're going to see more of the same come here, late models here tonight?
I won the race here last week, last Thursday night, so we'll see what happens. Maybe I can get this car back up front and win it for you.
All right, Jacob. As we're accustomed to here on Full Velocity TV, now you're getting used to it because you just did it here with Phil just a little bit ago in the Legends. Thank you this evening.
All right, thanks, guys. See you soon.
He's already thanked you where he wanted to. He wants to go down for that W in the late models. Won last week. Jacob Williams taking home third in the street stocks, Phil. Tell you what, he's going to be a man to watch there in the late models. We're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen there with Jacob Williams.
Yeah, quick and to the point is a driver of the 32. I'm going to run down here, and we'll talk to our buddy Mr. Henry again, who finishes up once again. I feel like, Ron, we just did this here. P2 in the street stock, but unfortunately this time you don't get that championship trophy. But nonetheless, tell us about that race. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good battle there. I was trying to wait for Martin to make a mistake and protect him at the beginning of the race. I knew this race meant a lot to him, and I was trying to protect him and waiting for him to make an obvious mistake for having no choice to pass. And I knew it was a matter of time that Phil and Jacob would try something on the outside. And being stuck on the very low on the inside, not get on not to get to hit those guys, it got me loose, and I lost a few spots, but managed to get back into it. And the last restart caught me by surprise. I wasn't ready. I thought we were going one more lap because guys called EOLs and stuff like that, so I wasn't prepared. I didn't realize we were on the go to green, and that screwed up my start. Fortunately for me, so did Jacob. He wasn't ready for it as well, so I kept my second place and tried to chase down Phil. But Phil, when he's in the lead, he's hard to catch or pass. So I've settled with second. Still gave Martin the championship, so I'm pretty happy for him. At least he got the championship if he didn't get this race, so that's good for him.
Absolutely is. Now, we just jumped out of a Legends car into these street stocks. Same racetrack. It drives exactly the same. Race cars don't drive any kind of different. They're any kind of near the same. How completely different of an animal is it to jump out of the Legend car and jump into the street stock? Because those are two completely different animals. Tell us what that transition is like.
Yeah, well, just the weight. The weight and the pull out of the corners, you really have to feather the throttle a little bit more than in the Legends. The Legends, you just throw them in and make sure it points in the right direction and floor it. The street stocks, you have to throttle it a little earlier, and so you have to manage coming out of the corners because those cars are so heavy and they're so loose. So you really have to be careful, lap after lap after lap.
Well, Ron, having a good night so far. 2 for 2 getting in the podium, 2 second-place finishes. So is there one more runner-up spot to go in the late models, or are you going to go out there and chase a checkered flag and maybe go see Todd over there in victory lane?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at the point situation. I think I'm far back in the late models. I had 2 horrible races. So I think I don't even know where I'm starting. So it's going to be, I'm going to try my best to win that one since I'm not in it for points, I guess.
All right, Ron. Well, awesome job, bud. 2 second-place finishes. Go give it hell in the late models. And God, who knows? We may do this again here in a little bit. Congratulations, bud. Awesome job.
All right. Thanks again, guys.
All right. Ron Henry finished up second place in the street stocks, which means once again we go down to victory lane, and it's deja vu all over again. Todd Stanton, once again, he's down there with Phil Temples, but this time climbing out of a street stock.
Yeah, 2 for here tonight at South Boston, this time in a street stock in the number 19 machine. Philip Temples taking down the win here. Philip, tell us about your race here, making it 2 for. Can you make it 3 here in the late models coming up?
Well, we'll see about the late model. I tell you what, though, man, that was one ill handling car. First time I ever rolled one and took it to a win.
It definitely looked like the cars were going away, and you guys were slip sliding around, and man, they look like a handful. Tell us about the difference between them and the Legends cars, man. That's got to be quite the difference.
There's a big difference, but in my opinion, this car is a lot more forgiving. I mean, just the wrong move of the wheel with the Legend, if it gets a little bit sideways, and you could send it straight on into the wall. It's kind of hard to drive. But I'll tell you what, the real reason why we're here tonight, being the celebrating the life of Ron Karch. I kind of hated to pass his son there, but man, it's not in my DNA to ride.
No, definitely. You want to go out there and win, and I'm sure Martin's father would say the same thing. Go out there and beat my son. So don't you worry. I've had some conversations with him in the past. He went out there and tried to beat his son every night, and I've seen some great races in dirt track racing when those guys fought tooth and nail. So I do echo those sentiments. Is that you don't want to ride, you want to try to win. I know it's tough there. Martin's able to take down the championship, Philip, but a fantastic win nevertheless, and maybe even a clean sweep here tonight. Maybe in the late models, if we could do that, that'd be fantastic all on its own.
I got a good shot in that late model. I'm pretty good in that car. Got a few championships in it, so we'll wait and see. Hopefully the guys got me a good hot rod.
All right, Philip, we're going to throw you the microphone one more time. Thank you. I'd like to thank. If not, you can say goodbye, and you can just run to that late model, get involved, and we'll probably see you here in the top 3. I'm almost willing to bet.
Well, I hope so. And again, I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with me doing this, and these ASTA guys. They're a good group of guys to race with. A lot of fun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up win number 2 tonight of the ASTA guys. See, look at that, Philip. You got me all confused. ASTA tonight, picking up win number 2 on the Papa Rotten Karts Memorial Race. Philip Temples, can he do it 3 times in a row here tonight in late models? We're about ready to find out here momentarily, fellas. We're going to take a moment, a pause for the cause, and get a sip of our favorite beverage, and then go back to round number 3 here this evening.
green flag. Everybody. Going to be a wreck behind you, going to be a wreck behind you. So I don't know what to do. Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence. Are they flagging it? Flag, white flag. Clear. Man, this is it, check a flag.
And we welcome you back to South Boston Speedway, South Boston, Virginia. It is time for the main event of the evening. 60 laps around in the ASTA late models here. The main event, the final of what has been 4 championship series races tonight here live on Full Velocity TV. A triple header over here at the ASTA. We just crowned it a little while ago. Ron Henry, our Legends Car Series champion. We just crowned Martin Karch, our Street Stock Series champion. And now is it time to crown possibly Philip Temples, our Late Model Series champion. He has a 12-point cushion coming into the event. And Phil Temples already a 2-time winner tonight here at the South Boston Speedway. Todd, maybe we just rename this place the South Temples Speedway.
Yeah, you might as well there, Phil, as Philip Temples, I should say, has won everything here tonight. Clean sweep so far, and he is the fastest car here of the evening so far. And that number 19 machine. Can anybody stop the three-peat here tonight at South Boston by Philip Temples? Or is Temples going to run away and hide here in the late model race? Lots of nice-looking cars out there, Phil. We were commenting here as we were on break, and lots of beautifully looking cars. I'm going to go through and just show these cars off. As you know, you got Martin Karch in the 101. You can see him there a little bit in orange. You got the Playboy car. There's a car out there that I seen that caught my eye rather quickly there, Phil, and I know it did yours too.
Car number 8, Rich Blake, that Ulrich Bestis Hutch Strickland job out there. That thing looks cool. You got the Playboy out there, C-Mac, number 111, Cody McKnight. He rolls away in that 111 Playboy sponsor machine. A lot of cool looking race cars out there, but the late models have come to life. They are rolling, and let's see if we can't give you a quick starting lineup on the pole. Will be the point leader, car number 19 of Philip Temples, with the number 75 of Ron Henry alongside. Row number 2 on the inside, going to be the 59, Rupen Altus, with the number 69 of Tim DeSwart on the outside. Row number 3 scheduled on the inside, going to be the 14 of Chris Hockley. Alongside will be Scotty Zerk in the number 01. Scotty did not make the trip of the late model, so Scotty will not be here a part of the field. As let's see, the 60 of Brian Neff was scheduled next. Neff also not here. So going down the list, we find Mark Karch in the 101 will start next with Bob Burlew in the number 66. We also have Jacob Williams in car number 32. We have Adam Holm aboard car number 9. Rich Blake in car number 8, Cody McKnight in the 111, and Scott Schroeder in the flying number 2. So there you have it. 12 cars going to take to the field here at the South Boston Speedway. 60-lap main event. It's going to read as 63 on the screen as they take the mock green flag They drop themselves in a proper restart alignment, and they will be set away 60 laps here in the main event, the ASTA Late Model Series, as part of Papa KARS Memorial Night. Ron Papa KARS passed away here 8 years ago tonight, and we are out there raising money, all proceeds. There's a PayPal donation link out there with the link of Martin Karch's name on it. We are raising all the money we can, and we are going to make a donation in Ron Karch's name to the Leukemia Society, trying to beat leukemia, as it's a dreaded disease that has taken far too many of the people we love. And let's raise some money here tonight and get rid of that. Also, Stars donations here on Facebook Live. All donations will go to that effort, as well as we're under green flag racing here. Phil Temples and Ron Henry, they lead the field. Their field is in turn number 3, working lap number 3.
Yeah, Philip Temple's going to try to run away and hide, try to make the clean sweep here at South Boston Speedway in that number 19 machine. So we'll see if he's going to be able to do so. Already a 3-car length advantage over Ronald Henry. Ruben Altice in the number 59 machine. He is running 3rd. Christopher Hockley running in that 4th spot. Martin Karch in the 101. He's running 5th, but highly contested with the 32 machine there of Jacob Williams. Side-by-side battle. That's for the top 5.
Good battle there in the top 5 between Karch and Williams. Race now going on, it looks like, for position number 2 right now. Ruben Altus, number 59. He's on the assault. Up ahead, he's got Ron Henry's number 75. Ron has run 2nd all evening long at ASTA. Can he hold on? It's been a story here tonight. Has been Phil Temples in car number 19. Picked up the win in the Legends, picked up the win in the Street Stocks, and now in the late models, he comes in as our series points leader. Can he make it 3 in a row? Can he crown the series championship? Trying to make it a clean sweep here at the South Boston Speedway. The field working its way through turns number 3 and 4. Phil Temples now leading that race for 2nd going on into turn number 3. Ron Henry and Ruben Altus, their nose to tail. Ruben going to try to peek to the outside. He can't find that room there. These heavy late models at South Boston, Todd, it's a very line-sensitive, narrow racetrack. It's tough to pass on one of these things.
It's definitely tough to pass here in the late models, tough to pass in the street stocks also. It's a real narrow track, so you have to time your passes just right there, Phil. You may even have to do the good old-fashioned bump and run there on the machine right there directly in front of you. So that's maybe the way you're going to get by some of these guys. Or just wait for a mistake. And I tell you what, if you wait for a mistake on Ronald Henry's part, you're going to be waiting a very, very long time in that number 75 machine. Ruben Altice running in that 3rd spot. Jacob Williams running 4th, so he's made some headway now, trying to peek his way up into the top 3, trying to do a clean sweep of the 3rd spot there for that number 32 machine. So it's been all Philip Temples, Ronald Henry, and Jacob Williams here tonight there, Phil. Can they make it 3 in a row, make deja vu again on like a groundhound type of day here for us here on Full Velocity TV, or somebody else going to muck that up just a tad bit?
Well, Ruben Altus trying to make that happen, as Ruben's got the 59 out there running in the 3rd spot. Good race going on for 5th between the 101 of Martin Karch, the number 9 of Adam Holm right there. Those guys playing a little bit of cat and mouse. They hit turn number 1 this time around. Martin running up high. Adams, number 9, keeps peeking to the low side. Give advantage to Karch by 2 car lengths to turn number 3.
As we're on board Martin Karch there in the 101 machine, just showing you how he gets around South Boston Speedway. Rather difficult speedway to get around here in the late models, just showing him go to work here in the cockpit of that 101 machine. So we're just going to ride around with him here as we get ready to go by that start finish line. I'm not even going to try to tell you how to get around here, because man, it's difficult enough for me to see how he's getting around here. I don't know how to get around here, Phil, and I don't want to explain it. But I tell you what, Martin Karch getting around here. He is inside the top 5. That's a nice little view here.
Sure is. Great looking paint scheme out there for the 101 and the 9 car as well. Good race going on behind them between Chris Hockley and Cody McKnight, as now 1 car around on the speedway. And I believe, was that the 111 of Cody McKnight that went around to put us under caution? No. Or what? Who was it, Todd? I didn't catch it.
Well, right now I'm going to tell you that good race that was between Adam Holm and the 101 of Martin Karch. It ended abruptly there through the corner. Looked like Karch may have came down just a tad bit, but the number 9 came up quite a bit there. Looks like he might have got a little bit of a push there. Coming off the apron into the 101, left rear panel, and around goes the 101 of Martin Karch. Adam Holm, they're able to get by, but the 101 of Martin Karch, heavy rear end damage to the right rear of that machine.
We've seen the 9 car. He's been involved in a couple of these fracases tonight. Got involved with the 60 car of Brian Neff of the Street Stocks. Now in a little bit of a fracas with the 101. Adam Holm out there tonight. Maybe You know, mixing it up out there aboard car number 9, currently running in the top 10 here in the ASTA Late Model Series. Under the caution flag now on lap number 18, Philip Temples leads over Ron Henry. Ruben Altus is third. Jacob Williams is fourth, and Rich Blake currently running fifth aboard car number 8. Sixth, it looks like, will be C-Mac Cody McKnight in car number 111. Tim DeSwart will be seventh. Bob Burlew eighth. Scott Schroyer ninth. And Martin Karch will be drop kicked back to 10th. It looks like it's going to be Chris Hockley 11th and Adam Holm coming down pit road, getting the end of the longest line penalty. Looks like the 9 car will be scored 12. So there's your full field rundown, sponsored by our friends over at Spatafora Firearms. Check out Brendan's website, spataforafirearms.com. Presenting sponsor here to Full Velocity TV, as is our buddies over at DirtSeries.com. We saw them here. That's where we started the night this evening at the Knoxville Raceway. We saw an awesome race there. The Pro versus Super Late Model Series. Jared Mogard was crowned the series champion there in Knoxville. We came over here to ASTA tonight. We saw the Legends cars. We saw Philip Temples win in the Legends. We saw Ron Henry take home the title. We saw Martin Karch take home the title in the street stocks with Temples in victory lane. And now it's Philip Temples here, not only leading this field back to green flag racing, but he's now looking for the series championship in the late model of the field in turn number 3.
Field definitely in turn number 3, already down the front straightaway there into turn number 1. So number 19 of Philip Temples with the lead. Ronald Henry running in that second spot. Third is Ruben Altice. They're highly contested there with the number 32 machine of Jacob Williams. Look at Williams go. And then number 32 machine, power move to the outside. He's going to put himself into third.
Hell of a move there to the outside. He's going to get around Altice and maybe make the run to the outside of Henry off of turn number 2. Had to check out on throttles. I don't think there was room there, and here comes Ruben back to the inside in the 59. Good race going on there. Henry now 75. Look at that 32 car up to the outside. I don't know what he's got for motor into that thing, but that thing is digging. That opens the door for Richard Blake in the number 8, the Robestos machine. He's to the outside of Ruben. That's a good race going on for P4, but golly, look at that 32 of Jacob Williams up down to the second spot. Who said 32s ain't fast?
Yeah, it's normally not the number. It's usually not behind the wheel. And right now the 32 machine of Jacob Williams already in that second position. Getting around the number 75 of Ronald Henry. Ruben Altice running in that 4th spot, but highly contested with the number 8 machine, that Rebesta sponsor machine of Rich Blake. But the 111 of Cody McKnight C-Mac there in the Playboy machine, able to move himself up to the 6th position. So Cody McKnight having a good run aboard that 111 there, Phil. So he's starting to chase down that number 8, trying to put himself inside the top 5.
Well, no in-car views on that 111. We get a PG-rated show here. That Playboy machine out there running in the 6th spot. Old C-Mac out there. Cool-looking race car. Great-looking car up front. Car number 19 of Philip Temples. That number 32 of Jacob Williams, Todd. That thing is rolling. I don't have my telemetry in front of me. That screen crashed out here about 20 minutes ago. Jacob Williams right now feels like the fastest car on the racetrack. Nobody's been faster tonight in South Boston than Phil Temples, but Jake Williams right now, that 32 car is digging. Trying to find some racing action going on here at South Boston Speedway, and I found the 101. Imagine that, Mr. Karch making his way up forward through the field. Martin was 10th. He is now up to 8th, and right ahead, he's got Tim DeSwartz, number 69. Martin trying to make something happen here in the late models, coming from the back of the field after contact there with the 9 car. Good nose to tail race there. McKnight up ahead. You got Tim Swart, the number 69 in there. Right up ahead, you see that awesome-looking car number 8, Rich Blake, running in the 5th spot. Those guys, you know, close to 6 seconds behind our current race leader, Phil Temples, who has the lead off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, he's got 1.3 seconds over that 32 car of Jake Williams, who those two guys have run away and hid. You see Ron Henry back there in 3rd, Ruben Altus running 4th, but God, the 19 car, he's been fast here in South Boston all night. The Legend, the Street Stock, and now here in the late model. These are 3 completely different type of animals, the race cars. Is it a guy having a knack for the racetrack, or is that just a guy who's got a whole lot of talent behind the wheel out here? Because Temples is really taking it to these guys.
He did say down in Victory Lane he really liked this track. South Boston kind of suited his driving style there, Phil. He's also a really, really good driver, able to contest it each and every week here over at ASTA and able to compete for the wins here. So 111 to Cody McKnight having a glancing blow off the wall as McKnight seeing a little bit of stars, I do believe, there as McKnight starting to push up the track there in the 111. The 101 to Martin KARS down to the bottom. Yellow flag going to fly here. Looks like Bob Burlew around in the 66 machine.
Yeah, Bob Burlew going around to put us under the caution flag here now on lap number 37. So slow the field down once again. Bring Temples back to the field. Williams will be on the outside. Ron Henry, Ruben Altos will be your second row with Rich Blake and Tim DeSport, Cody McKnight, Martin Karch, Adam Holm, and Scott Schroyer are going to make up your top 10. As you see a lot of guys coming onto pit road, so there may be a lot of guys with some damaged race cars there. I was kind of thinking for a minute, is fuel going to be a factor? I think these guys have a little bit of damage on the race cars, so they all come to pit road. Looks like Martin Karch going to get an end of the longest line penalty. Maybe Martin was the one in the back of the 66 there, Todd. I don't want to speculate. I'm just going by the penalty I see on the screen. What happened to our buddy Bob Burlew?
Nah, Bob Burlew had some contact there. It looked like he was checking up for maybe the 2 of Scott Schroyer. And the 66 got ran over just slightly by the 14 of Christopher Hockley. And then he did a nice wheel stand. Bob Burlew, great wheel stand of the night there for the 66 machine. And they disappeared out into the sunset. Tow truck called for the 66 of Bob Burlew. He's down on pit road with heavy damage to that car as he clocked the inside tire barriers.
Yeah, I think pretty much junk. Too bad for Bob Burlew there. Hockley got a little bit of a piece. Scott Schroyer down on pit road. Scott Schroyer taking 4 tires. I don't know if that was a mistake from the crew or whatever it was. Maybe Scott had a brain fade out here as we approach the 11 o'clock hour. Scott Schroyer on pit road taking 4 tires, but looks like he's going to lose a lap.
And indeed, a tough break there for the number 2 is Scott Schroyer. I'm not sure, like I said, 11 o'clock hour. We're running 11 here on the East Coast as of right now. And sometimes some thoughts kind of slip the mind there. And maybe Scott Schroyer, that's what he was going to do. Maybe he just wanted some good tires, good old rubber there to make sure he was going in the right direction here tonight. Phil, I mean, I would probably take rubber as these guys are slip sliding around in the street stock division. Late model's got to be a little bit more worse for the wear, but then again, they may not be. As there's going to be the number 19 machine of Philip Temples to lead him down. Now he's got the 32 of Jacob Williams there, knocking at his door on the outside. Who's he going to be here off of turn number 4? Green flag is in the air, and we're back to racing down the front straightaway. Philip Temples trying to close the door here early on the 32 machine of Jacob Williams. He knows Williams has been coming.
Well, let's touch fact on this tire scenario as well. You like fresh rubber out here at South Boston, Todd, late models?
Yeah, rubber would be really nice.
Well, here's the problem. They're not allowed to have tires. You cannot come put new tires on. Scott Schroyer knew that. He made the mistake. Knew right away. Behind the wall, Scott Schroyer's night is done. Unapproved tire change. His night is done. Not allowed to take tires out here in the late models at ASTA. So we turn our attention back to racing on the racetrack. Phil Temples with the lead. But look at Jacob Williams at number 32. All over him like a cheap suit right now. That 32 has been fast all night long. Maybe it's Jake Williams. Could he steal the thunder and maybe rain on the parade of what could be a championship run? Phil Temples wants 3 wins. Jacob Williams right now looks to be the best threat as they're in turn 1.
Yeah, Jacob Williams all over the rear bumper. That number 19 of Philip Temples here coming down into turn number, I believe that's going to be turn number 1 here. The number 19 machine coming down the, no, that was turn number 2, excuse me. Into turn number 3, the number 19 of Philip Temple, still holding the 32 of Bay, but Williams not going away here like he was earlier in the going. Is right now we're at lap 47 to 63, and look at Jacob Williams right there, just nipping at the heels, waiting for that number 19 of Philip Temples to make a mistake this time, and the 32 is going to be able to pounce there. He is lightning quick there in that machine, is running about identical lap times to that number 19.
Yeah, that's pretty good out there, that Williams machine. That snazzy-looking green and white car, that thing is just digging out here tonight in South Boston. Phil Temple's already a 2-time winner here tonight. You know, I got to take a gander here, Todd. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. We have documented that. I got to swear by looking at the sponsor decals on the top two, they have to be teammates. You think?
I'm not sure there, Phil. They could be teammates, or they could just know each other rather well. As it's just, I mean, I would go out and limb. It kind of looks like it, but then again, we've seen identical paint scheme, Phil, and we call them teammates, and they actually weren't.
Well, you usually don't see logos that match as good as those two do, but if they aren't teammates, they are doing it in a good way here. Temple's leading Williams off of turn number 2. Now 51 laps of 63 on the board, so starting to run out of laps here in our main event of the evening. The ASTA late models run here every Thursday night. Ron Henry, we've talked to Ron here twice tonight on the podium. He's currently running 3rd. Ruben Altus is 4th. Martin Karts has found his way back into the top 5. The only problem for Martin there, Todd, he's got 2 seconds to run down between himself and Ruben. Martin hates finishing behind Ruben, so you know he's going to drive the wheels off of that thing, but he's running out of laps.
Yeah, definitely running out of laps. It looks like Ruben Altai is actually faster, too, than the number 101 of Martin Karts every lap. So 15.636 there for Ruben last time by. 15.802 for Martin Karch. Before that, it was a 15.801. So consistency the key for Martin Karch as of right now. But Ruben Altice in the 59 machine just a tick faster.
So far as we're under 10 laps remaining here, 55 of 63 up to the board. It is Philip Temples, as we've seen all evening long here in South Boston, leading the field. Behind him, we've got Jacob Williams running second aboard car number 32, a 3-car length advantage into turn number 1. Ron Henry, the 75, he started to come to life. He was a little distance behind. Ron started to come there. He's crawled that down to about 3-car lengths between himself and the 32 of Williams. These guys have been in the top 3 all evening long among all classes. Ron Henry may not be done with this one yet.
Now, Ron might have been back there saving a little bit of his rubber there in the 75 machine here towards the end of this event. And it seems like he comes on strong towards the end of these races. And right now, Ronald Henry starting to come on a bit stronger each and every lap. As this time by, he was a tick faster than even the current race leader. Race leader last time by was a 15.735. That might be a little bit of concerning for the number 32 machine. That is a 15.586 last time by. So 32 a tick faster, quite a bit faster than that number 19 machine. But this time by, they changed kind of the ways there, Phil. As we are on 5 laps to go, a handful of laps left to go here to South Boston in the late models.
Yeah, absolutely. Phil Temple's doing all the right things out here tonight, trying to make it a trifecta. 3 wins in a championship in one night. I'd say that's pretty dang good if he's able to pull that off. You know, Jacob Williams running second. He's had 2 third-place finishes. Ron Henry's running in 3rd. He has had 2 second-place finishes. I would say these guys have had a really good night. Nobody better than Temples, who has the lead down the backstretch by 2-car lengths over Williams. They hit turn number 3. Next time around, 2 laps to go from the starter stand.
As you see them popsicle sticks up in the air, 2 more trips around the speedway here for Philip Temples. Can he hold on and do the clean sweep here at South Boston? There's a 32 of Jacob Williams going to muck it up here as they come down into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. White Silk in there. 1 more trip around South Boston, Phil. Who's it going to be?
Who is it going to be? Is it 1 more shot for Williams off of turn number 2? 2-car lengths the advantage, right back in the gas. Look at the way that number 19 is just glued to the racetrack into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. He can sense the championship from here. Phil Temples, he pulls off the clean sweep, wins all 3 of the triple header, wins the ASTA Late Model Series Championship. Phil Temples, a terrific night here, dominating fashion, and finally can take home a championship. Jake Williams in for 2, Ronald Henry 3rd, Ruben Altus 4th, and Martin Karch rounds out your top 5. In the late model series, the story here at South Boston, Mr. Philip Temples, a 3-time winner in the triple header, and finally he can hoist himself a trophy, the ASTA Winter Series Late Model Champion.
As he burns it down here, down the victory lane, and Phil, I guess your guess was right. They are teammates down there burning it out together. The 32, Jacob Williams, going to finish up there in the 2nd spot, and Ronald Henry going to finish up 3rd. All 3 of those guys finished on the podium each and every event that we were in here tonight at South Boston. And, man, they've got a lot of interview time here tonight. And great job by those drivers. I tell you what, they earned each and every spot that they got.
Well, they sure did. So let's do this one. You haven't been, I've talked to Ron twice. I'm sure he's sick of me right now asking the question. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw it to my partner, Mr. Stanton. He's got to run down there. I know he usually runs toward Victory Lane. You've talked to Phil twice here tonight. I don't think you've talked to Mr. Henry yet. So why don't you go down there and talk to our third place finisher, that Lone Star machine, Mr. Ron Henry. He's with Todd Stanton down there trackside.
Yeah, I'm going to go down here and go to talk to Ron Henry. I don't normally get a chance to talk to Ron. Ron, great race again, another podium finish, and you guys just know how to muck it up here tonight. It may have changed just a tad bit here from the last couple of races. You have two second place finishes and a third place finish tonight. Way to end the season here tonight, Ron. You got to be proud of that event.
Yeah, pretty happy about it. Actually, thank God I looked at the points before the race. I thought I was way out of it, and I looked at the points. I'm like, really? I'm second? So I studied who I had to finish ahead, and I knew Phil was going to get that one. He's really fast in these cars. And Jacob wasn't really a threat, so I didn't want to fight with him. I just needed to stay ahead of Ruben and Timothy to secure my second spot in the championship, and that's what I did.
Yeah, going out there not thinking you were going to be in the running here for a championship, maybe running for top three. You thought you were that far out, but Ron, having a good run here all the way around and having the championship here and also having some second place in the championship runs here tonight. Got to be proud of the efforts here at ASTA here all season long, and great race here tonight. And I'm going to give you the microphone. Floor is all yours. You can do whatever you want here, Ron, just as long as you keep it PG-13.
Don't worry about that. Well, first and foremost, again, thank you guys for doing this for us. Michael and all the admins team, great job. It was fun. Real hard 4 weeks of fighting there. Congrats to Phil for his championship. Rubens, you gave me a hell of a run. I thought I was going to shake you off after as the laps were winding down, but he stayed right there, man. He gave me a run. And I also want to thank, of course, Lone Star Texas Grill, based out of Ottawa, Canada. Best fajitas.
Again, congratulations, Ron, on your third place finish, your second place finish, a championship and 2 seconds in the championship run. So good job here tonight, Ron, and glad to see you have so much success over here.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well,
Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year's coming, so Happy New Year.
All right, Ron, I'm sure we'll see you next year sometime, right?
For sure.
All right, picking up third place here in the late model division of South Boston, Ron Henry aboard that number 75 machine there, Phil. I'm going to throw it down to, I believe, maybe
ruin your race.
Yeah, I've run down here. I've talked to Jake once tonight. You've talked to Jake once tonight. Well, I get the duty down here again. We'll go down here and talk to Jacob Williams after jumping out of the late model. Jake, awesome run. I really thought in the closing laps you may have been a tad faster than Phil. Tell us about that run. That car was really, really quick.
Oh, it was digging now. I knew it was going to be. Phil has it pretty much dialed in. We've been working with this car for, I don't know, 2-3 years now. So Phil knew what I was going to do, and he knew what I was going to do to him. It was just a matter of time of who was going to make their move first. Either he was going to block or I was going to push. It was a great race. In the end, the outside worked really well. The inside was great when you're by yourself, and when you wanted to pass, you had to be on the outside. So, I mean, great race, great overall, great night tonight. I couldn't be more thankful.
All right, so we've documented this for years on Full Velocity TV. Todd and Phil, maybe not the two smartest guys in the world. I see your car. I see Phil's car. I see identical logos all over the side of the race car. So we automatically assume teammates. We've been right before. We've been wrong before. It sounds like teammates, correct?
Yes, we are. Yes.
All right, so feel better about that one. We finally got one right. Teammates down there working together, finishing up on the top two. Jake, terrific evening. 3 podium finishes, 2/3 in a second. You got to be happy with that run. So one more time, anybody out there to say hello to, thank, or whoever out there, the Happy New Year is coming aboard. So anybody you want to say hello to or shout out to, the floor is yours, bud. Take my mic and run away.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Todd. I got to thank some family members that's watched with me. My little niece, Aaliyah. I know she misses me and I miss her, and her dad, Todd, and their family's watching this race tonight. I want to thank all of them, and, Happy New Year to everybody, and congratulations to Phil. All right, you guys have a good night. Thank you.
That was a lot of fun there. Jacob Williams finishing up in the second spot once again in car number 32, but this has been Groundhog Day all evening long. We go back down to Victory Lane, and I think these guys are going to be best of friends by the end of the night because they have talked a lot down there. A trifecta three-peat winner down there, and Todd Stanton, Phil Temples once again, wins, but now he gets an extra piece of hardware. The late model series champion is in Victory Lane with Mr. Stanton.
Yeah, not only an extra piece of hardware, we're going to give him the broom here so he can sweep up here at South Boston. That's what Philip Temples did here tonight. And Philip, a great race to the end of the season, for that matter, here at South Boston, winning the Legends here tonight. Then you go on to win the Street Stocks and the late models. So 3 wins here tonight, 3 big wins here on Full Velocity TV. Going to go down in history as the first sweep, I do believe, Phil, here on Full Velocity TV. So Philip, again, congratulations on a great run. Getting the championship this time around. It's got to be feeling great here at the end of this one.
Yeah, man. We had a good car. Old Jacob gave me a run for my money there at the end of that race. He's my teammate. And I believe he's number 13 right now in iRacing in that car. So congratulations to him. And he's kind of been my understudy here for, 6 months or so. So he's getting a lot better. Man, that was a fun race.
It definitely was a fun race. You were able to hold on to that car. I tell you, it's a lot different than maybe those street stocks, as they were slip sliding around quite a bit, and it looked like you guys had these cars a little bit more under control.
This car was way too tight. I mean, I could not get it to turn off, through the center of the corner. Had I been able to get a little bit, get it to turn just a little better, I'd have had a lot more drive off. This show might have come out just a little bit different. There would have been a huge lead, I believe.
Well, picking up the victory here in the late models, Philip, I'm going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you. We'd like to thank here one last time here this evening. And, again, congratulations on the clean sweep.
Thank you, sir. And I'd like to thank ASTA for putting this on. And it's been a good night here for this Memorial Night. Let's just remember what we came out here to do, and we got it done.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the win, making a clean sweep here at the Ron Karts Memorial Race, Papa Karts, tonight here on Full Velocity TV. ASTA, the presenting league here this evening. Congratulations to Philip Temples taking down the victory here. All 3 victories, Phil, for that matter. And cannot forget Jacob Williams and Ronald Henry. Those guys all finishing on the podium here tonight. All inside the top 3 here this evening. Man, what a race for these guys.
An awesome night of racing over here at ASTA. It really was a good time, and all 3 of those guys on the podium in all 3 races. I can't remember the last time I've seen that done. Terrific job by all of them, and great to see a guy named Phil can win a race. Phil Temples won more races in one night than I've won in iRacing and any kind of racing in probably my whole life. So that was kind of cool to watch a guy named Phil can go fast. So that's cool as well. So it's been an awesome night, a great night, of course, paying tribute to our old friend Ron Karts, Papa Cars, as we knew him as. 8 years ago today, we lost him, and Martin asked us to come over here and do this event in his honor, and we were happy to come and do it. Great time as always. So I want to thank Martin for all his work behind the scenes. Thank all the guys over here at the ASTA. Thank our buddies over at DirtSeries.com for going with us here tonight, knowing we had a brief stay over there this evening as well. For Todd for all his work this evening. Jack Truin helped us out with some controls earlier on. Phil Licasio, we're going to sign off for the night. We are back here live on Full Velocity TV this coming Sunday night. We go back over to DWR for a little bit of Street Stock Sunday night shootout. Be here 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central here, live on a Sunday night with more Full Velocity TV right here. Be safe, and if we don't see you before then, Happy New Year, everybody.
And we'll see you next year. Good night.